I'm Aaron Fawn, and I'm on a trip for life.
I believe our future depends powerfully on how well we understand this cosmos, in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky.
The last few episodes of The Trip for Life have focused upon the alchemy of how we can harvest unused sources of energy to transform trash into treasure. However, another major waste product, strewn across the American landscape, could be used if only we could harness our untapped human energy to revitalize them into something useful and fun. I'm speaking of the rusting hulks of our former industrial greatness. If we let them rot, they will only serve to continue destroying our environment, but with some creativity, there is an alternative. So I'm here at the North Dam Mill in Biddleford, Maine, a place I just stumbled into because I wanted some coffee. And you know what? This place is right up my alley. There's a lot of reasons to be happy here. This is the reclamation of a beautiful old mill and turning it into a mixed-use property of the sort that you could live, work, and play in. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and I want to give you a little tour. Mixed-use development, in which you can live, work, and play all in one place, has developed a lot of buzz and a lot of interest from greenies and environmentalists for quite some time. But most of the projects to actually get this done have turned out to be nothing more than blowing smoke. But here in Maine, here in Biddleford, they're actually doing it, and they're doing it in an amazing fashion. Everything you see here has been reclaimed from the old mill. The wood floors, the columns, the ceilings, everything has been reused. And in addition to the great environmental benefit that comes from reusing the property, you have a lot of very sustainable technologies integrated into it. It's running mostly on hydroelectric power. There is a lot of great LED lighting that turns on only when people are moving through the areas. And in addition to this, it's just a very livable space. Pretty much everything you might want to do, you can do here. You want a pizza? You can get it right over there. You want some coffee? Buzz. You want to get some books? Well, there's a bookshop down there. You want to have an art exhibition? You can do that here as well. Downstairs, there are dojos, yoga studios. Upstairs, there are beautiful apartments. Everything is in one place. In addition, you don't even really need a car. There's a train to Boston right across the river. And the river itself is a beautiful centerpiece for this structure, a place where you can go out and play. Indeed, there's actually a lagoon that you can take out into the river on your kayak, if you so choose. I didn't have to explore the North Dam Mill for long before I ran into Doug Sanford, the owner and visionary behind the revitalization of the old mill. His hyperkinetic personality probably has much to do with the success of the place, but it made him a touch difficult to film. I wish I could have saved more of the gems he dropped as he gave me the tour. Have you had much trouble as far as with the planning commissions and getting the zoning approved for this innovative mixed-use structure here?
Well, the local was very supportive, the town, administration and the planners. However, there was a lot of obstacles. One of the things was we couldn't have housing in the shoreland zone, and we had to get an ordinance changed that allowed, and that was put in place in the 1960s and 70s when people were building all along the Saco River too close to the river, and so they made setbacks from the river. And of course, we didn't qualify anymore because we sit right on the river. Of course, built in the 1800s, and so to change the zoning was a bit difficult, but we did get it done. An example of it took 2 years for us to get our planning board approvals, but it only took 9 months for Walmart. We kind of have a, when they're coming in and developing it. One of the other things is parking. Our automobiles dictate our land use, which is wrong. They say, when we started this, for every residential unit, they say you need 2 parking places, and for every 1,000 square feet of office, and if they have certain criteria, which really promotes the use of automobiles.
Yeah.
It doesn't deter the use, and so we had that obstacle as well. So we had to request exceptions to say we have enough parking. We don't want to promote parking. We have a train across the river that takes you to Boston and all the major metropolitans to Portland, and we have buses, public bus system that comes through. We have a direct bus to the University of New England. We promote bicycle use. We promote, we're working on alternative car use, being zip cars and those things. And so all of those pieces will be part of this mix for our campus as we grow. We want the learning, this building here is about 300,000 square feet. It's spectacular. These wide open rooms and wings that go. We hope to have more housing and office and integrating housing with education and different universities and levels of learning. Lower school, middle schools, upper schools, high schools, colleges, and same with the living. Integrating older, younger. The 66 units that's going what you saw along the river there is called workforce housing. It's for, entry-level employment people, so that aren't earning the income, so that's going on.
Power is one thing that the North Dam Mill has no lack of. The original hydroelectric plant is fully functional and serves as a stunning centerpiece for the structure. It's a good thing that it didn't have time to decay before it was put back to use. Already there are great places to live, work, and play here, and soon there'll even be schools in another building. This is going to be a great place, sort of like a contained city, and it'll be able to accomplish this without really impacting the environment much at all, because this place has already been built. It's really a remarkable concept. Converting a hard industrial zone into a livable space might seem like a great challenge, but there's a great benefit imparted by the fact that this place, this factory, was well in use until only a few years ago. And as a result, most everything has been kept up. There's nothing falling apart, and as a result, the conversion is not nearly so difficult. And if you look out, it really would be a beautiful place to live. I wonder what one of the tenants thinks. Thank you very much for joining me on the Trip for Life. And what's your name?
Melanie.
Melanie, nice to meet you, Melanie.
Nice to meet you.
So you've lived and worked here, right? Mm-hmm. Many people are worried that living in an environmentally conscious fashion will impart a penalty, that it's going to hurt their lifestyle. Do you feel like there was some penalty for living and working in this place?
No, not at all. It's a really community-minded space, so I think it's just got a really nice vibe here. So no, if anything, there are more benefits, I think, to living in a space like this.
So do you miss the sort of isolation that you get in a suburban neighborhood compared to living in a very integrated environment like this?
No, I think you can close yourself in your little apartment and still have isolation if that's what you're looking for. Yeah.
And as far as things to do around here, do you think that this is a great structure? I mean, do you really have to leave here very much?
I know that there are plans to expand this place, so I think as time goes on, there'll be more and more here that you can access right in the building. I think now, yes, you do have to leave for certain things.
Like groceries,
Groceries, but no, I mean, there's a yoga studio downstairs, there's another gym downstairs, there's, pizza, coffee, so you don't necessarily have to leave on the weekend weekends they're closed, but,
One might wonder what running a small business would be like in this city within a city. So I went in search of business owners within the vast structure to see what they thought.
I'm Heidi Stanvik, and I own Vervacious, and we're a small specialty food company. We make about 60 different products overall, all in small batches, all kinds of great sublime flavors for people who love to cook.
And it's all made here in the North Dam Mill?
Absolutely. We make everything here every day.
Excellent.
Ourselves.
And I hear you have a bit of recent success to tell us about.
Yes, we just got picked up by Williams-Sonoma. We're very excited that they'll be carrying 5 of our products.
Excellent. Very good.
And we're also opening a new shop in Portland, down on the waterfront this summer.
Very good. I must say this place smells really, really good.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell me about Doug and his vision. How is this working out well for you with Vivacious?
It's really great because this is a community of different small businesses. And we started in this particular space, which is 500 square feet, about 4 or 5 years ago. And we're able to grow in fits and starts, which is wonderful for a small business because if you have a big project, you can all of a sudden take over an extra couple thousand feet. Right now, we have about 2,500 square feet, and we're looking to expand again this summer.
But one does not live on yummy sauces alone. What this place needs is cookies.
I make these cookies called raspberry walnut schnitten. You would never think in a million years that you could find schnitten in the center of Biddeford. and so, for that whole part has been great. The business end of it has been new to me.
Yeah.
And I struggle with it because in part, not only do I have to manufacture my own good, I have to turn around and sell it.
Indeed.
And so I need many arms. So would you like to see what the schnitten is? Would you
Sure,
like?
I'd love to see it, yes.
It's really quite special. And I've been making schnitten for 30 years. And in our house, it's like the cookie.
Ooh.
These are schnitten.
Wow, that is gorgeous. Can we have one? Can we buy one?
I'm getting them out.
Can we
No,
buy-
you're doing a documentary on me, I'm sure I can.
We'll
I'll
buy
give
them
you
from
the
these
little
others.
end ones. How's that? How's that sound? And you gotta hold them in your hand for just a little bit and let them warm up.
Okay.
So just set them to the side and let them come to room temperature.
Yes, we still
Your
reserve the right.
good cookies are more flavorful when they're room temperature. These are one of the tartlets I make. These are actually Grenoble tartlets with cranberries. So it's pecans, walnuts, and cranberries baked in a tart shell with caramel. I also make other ones that are a chocolate ganache and caramel layered and a raspberry with a white chocolate ganache. And I actually absolutely created from scratch my own first recipe. It's for the chocolate shells for the tartlets that I do. And let me show you. You want to see a piece of artwork?
Sure.
A really beautiful piece of artwork.
I love how these spaces are so filled with light. It is very nice to have.
Oh, especially my
Yeah.
spot. This is a 10-inch tart.
Gosh, that's gorgeous. It's really good. It's really good. Oh, it really is. This is only a small sampling of the businesses that call the North Dam Mill a home. Certainly there's an artistic flair to many of the businesses, as the idea and execution of the structure have attracted many creative types. The fact that many areas of the structure have been converted to exhibition space might have a lot to do with it as well. Indeed, I spent a lot of time just wandering the halls, fascinated by all the artwork on display. However, the vast spaces available here are also useful for businesses such as auction houses that require warehousing and photographic space. And of course, let's not forget what attracted me to the North Dam Mill like a fly to honey. Buzz, where I had the pleasure of some of the best coffee I found on the whole road trip. But the North Dam Mill is not just about the businesses. It's also a great place to live. Let's take a quick look at one of the apartments. Oh my. That's quite an apartment.
These are 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Pretty spectacular view.
How many units again are you going to have total here?
We're not really sure. We're going to let it evolve as it evolves. We'd like to see the more, as it grows in residential, but you want live, work.
Yeah.
You need to support the internal stuff, maybe, education, all of those surrounding this little village of 1,100,000 square feet where we're spinning our own.
But it's going to be a couple thousand units anyways, right?
Don't know. I would like to. I think that would be the entire district because the district is. I only control 1,100,000. Across the river, there's another 500,000. There's another couple million square feet around it. So it's really interesting, and people more and more. We left this urban center, and we can't support suburbia. We can't support sprawl. What's happening? With growth in suburbia, driving your suburban to the McMansion is going to be a thing of the past.
Overall, I found the North Dam Mill lifestyle attractive, and I'll consider it as a place to live. Nearly free labor from overseas might have won over the free labor of the States, but that doesn't mean that we have to abandon that investment in our industrial past, if we work with haste to reclaim and rework those structures into something great.
The sky calls to us. If we do not destroy ourselves, we will one day venture to the stars.